Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 3 of the None of Your Bees. You're supposed to say.
None of your bees.
All right. Let's just. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 3 of the None of Your Bees.
Cast.
All right, I'll fix it in editing.
Oh, okay.
So today we're gonna be changing up the format a little bit because one, we didn't get a ton of long form questions since our last episode, and we just felt like doing a little chat.
A little chit chat
today. Yeah, a little chit chat.
Spicing things up.
I am, as always, Kyle. I just realized we haven't said our names, but I am Kyle.
I am Teresa, as I usually am.
And today I'm recording from my very hot bedroom, which is where I normally record. But traditionally it's room temperature, but today it is incredibly hot, and I have no idea as to why. Looking at the temperature, it should not be this hot in my room, but here we are.
Here you are. I feel like for you to say it is traditionally room temperature. Here's the thing. I have never been in this room, but you talk about how hot your room is. I'm not gonna lie. Often.
Yeah, but I fixed it recently because I figured out if I put my box fan on the window and I open the window, it works as like a little janky air conditioner where it blows all the cold air in. It makes my room smell like outside a lot, and the air gets stuck in here and stale, so I have to spray Febreze 24/7. But other than that, it's pretty solid. But today, I don't know what it is.
I think we may be experiencing a phenomenon called late spring.
It's 64 degrees out right now. It shouldn't be this hot in my room.
Yeah, but it was pretty toasty this afternoon.
Freaking still. I have to turn off my fan when I'm recording, otherwise there's a very annoying buzz in the background. So it is, I can feel it on my body slowly getting warmer in here. And I hate it greatly.
I'm very sorry about that. I wish I could help in this situation.
How are you doing today on this fine day of May 2nd or May 3rd?
It's May 3rd, buddy.
It is 8 minutes past May 2nd. Oh. Don't give me crap for this.
Oh, you're correct. To be honest, I had no idea what time it was. How am I doing? I'm doing pretty good. I had a good day. Pretty chill. I actually woke up at like a somewhat reasonable time.
I did not.
I went and served a bunch of people takeout pot pie, which is a very northern Lebanon, Pennsylvania thing to do. Very small town Pennsylvania experience there. And then I came home and I don't know, it was pretty chill. I mean, I did some like homework, but it felt like a Saturday, which is a very relished in this day and age for a day to feel like the day that it is. Ooh, so nice.
Yeah, we did establish last week that time no longer exists. So I don't know if it's Saturday. I think time dilation is different now, where it's just there are no more days. But yeah, that's good. I woke up at 3 p.m. I went to bed at 6 in the morning. I was in a Skype call with my friends, and around 3, I was like, guys, I'm going to head to bed. And then one of them said something funny, and then I got roped back into a conversation. Ooh. And by the time the conversation was over, it was 5:50.
That's how it goes.
That's how it goes, I'm afraid. But I'm here now. It's probably going to be another similar night, because that's how just my sleep schedule is now, is 6 to 3.
I had one good night last night, and now I am fully expecting to revert back into my old ways.
I'm feeling pretty good. I just saw A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, starring Tom Hanks. It was really good. I do think it's a little weird that they market it as a Tom Hanks movie when he is for sure not the main character at all.
Hmm.
But I guess they just wanted people to go see it. So they're like, hey, here's that
Fair,
guy.
fair. I have not seen
Yeah.
it yet. I would really like to. My parents went to see it right after it came out, and they did not take me.
Did they offer at least?
No, they did not.
So,
They were
so
not.
they didn't even
They were
tell
on
you.
a date or whatever because they're married or something. I don't know. Kind of ridiculous.
Can we talk about TikTok for a second?
I would love to.
Because for the longest time, I was like, I don't want to get sucked into TikTok. I missed the boat on
Mm-hmm.
Vine. I
Mm-hmm.
never really had Vine, but I was curious because I was like, hey, this YouTuber I like, Eddie Burback, made a very funny TikTok. And then Drew Gooden did a Twitter thread of like good TikToks.
Mm-hmm.
So then I was like, man, these are pretty funny. So I had the app and I've used it before, but I'd never really gotten fully into it. I'd liked three things, so my entire feed was like memes about marijuana and just like school.
Uh-huh.
But now that I've used it more, it's definitely a lot more personalized to my sense of humor, which is garbage.
I had a
Y-
similar experience. I
with the,
resisted,
with the marijuana.
of course, that's the everyone knows that about me, Kyle. I obviously that's like my defining
Notorious weed
personality
smoker
trait.
Teresa Helms.
Correct.
Oh, I just
Govern.
opened a live stream on Instagram. I hit the wrong thing. I was trying to pull up the questions and I opened a live stream.
Well,
Anyways,
this gives me a good moment to say, government officials, cops, my parents, if you're listening, I don't smoke weed. Thank you. Okay. Where was I going? Oh, TikTok. I had a similar experience with TikTok. I resisted it for a long time. I downloaded the app back in like November, and I was like, yeah, I have TikTok, but like, I just watch stuff. And I did, literally until last week, 2 weeks ago. I don't know. Time doesn't exist. I had not made a TikTok. I had participated in other people's TikToks, but I was like, no, I am above this. This is not my art form. However, in the last couple of weeks to months, it has come to my knowledge that the quality of comedy on TikTok is few and far between. It's real good. Anyways, so I make TikToks now, I guess.
I think that's the wrong usage of
I
few
mean,
and far between.
that quality of comedy is few and far between
Oh,
in the
oh,
world.
oh.
Does that make
Yeah, dig
sense?
yourself out of that. Yeah, dig
No,
yourself out of
no,
that one.
I just phrased it poorly, Kyle. I know what I'm talking about.
But I made like my first real TikTok that I like made that I was like, this is funny. Involved me flushing my phone down the toilet, and a lot of people got very mad at that one because at first they were in denial. They were like, you did not like put your phone in the toilet. You included,
Mm-hmm.
Teresa. I believe you were like,
I
why would you
have
do this?
I am gonna let you finish, but I have strong feelings about this particular TikTok, Kyle.
So Eddie Burback made a funny TikTok where he said something that was very hashtag fake deep and then threw his phone in a dryer and turned it on. And I was like, that's funny. I feel like I could do something similar. So I completely disinfected my toilet, um, just bleach everywhere. And I figured out that if I hold it, but I close the lid most of the way, you can't see that it's open, so I can hold it. Um, so I said my own little fake deep thing, and then held my phone in the toilet, and then flushed it, and then bleached everything about myself. I did take a shower after it too, but everyone was like,
I
"Don't."
I hear you trying to justify this, and
Sometimes you need to suffer for the art, Teresa.
Just, the, I understand that you disinfected this, and I also understand that, like, compared to most surfaces in our lives, toilets are not the worst. However, just the concept disgusts me. Like,
Well,
it just
um,
it it disgusts me, Kyle.
I'm sorry that you feel that way, Teresa, but it got 35 likes. So it was
35?
worth it. I
Okay,
checked it. I
okay.
checked it just before recording this. Um, but the one that quote unquote blew up for me, which is 300 views, which is more than I get on like YouTube traditionally,
Mm-hmm.
um, was the one of me in the shower. A lot of bathroom related TikToks on at Kitchen Tongue.
You
That is my
do
TikTok.
a lot of, I feel like, bathroom related content in general. Not bathroom related in the normal sense of the word, but just things that you doing jokes and they happen to take place in bathrooms. Does that make
Well,
sense?
because I think of them while I'm in the bathroom, and then I just do them like while I am still in that same trip. I don't even think twice.
Why do you have your phone with you in the bathroom?
Because I always do. Like I listen to music in the shower. We've talked about this. I use my. People don't know iPhones are waterproof or water resistant
I,
apparently,
I,
because everyone was like, "What? How did your phone not get ruined?" It's like they've been water resistant since the iPhone 7, bro. Get with the times. I do use iPhones because
I
at this point,
know that, but like, I feel like I have a healthy amount of fear when it comes to this device that I rely on and is also very expensive. You have no fear, and it's a little
well,
bit of a
like
problem sometimes.
I had my iPhone 7 for 2.5 years, and I brought it into the shower with me to listen to music like every single day. I set it up on there's a little thing where it doesn't get directly wet, but there's still
Mm-hmm.
like steam. Every day for 2 years, it was fine up until it stopped connecting to cellular, which isn't even like a fault of the water, I would think. So, as far as I'm concerned, they're waterproof enough that I can do dumb stuff. Um, I do use iPhones. I know people always say like, "Oh, I would expect you to be an Android guy," which is like a
People
weird
say
thing to
that to
say to
you?
someone. But yes, I get that often enough for it to be concerning. But I've been using iTunes to store all my music since I was in third grade, and at this point, it would be like a whole afternoon to transfer all those. So I just keep getting
That's fair.
iPhones. Yeah. I have a free trial of Apple Music right now as well from my
Nice.
cellular carrier, who I will not name because I hate. But yeah, TikTok is very good. Please go follow me. I am at Kitchen Tongue. Do you want to plug yours?
Yeah, hang on. I don't remember what it is. Um,
It's at Teresa LH.
is
I
it?
know because I looked it
It
up
is. It
before
is. It
this.
is at Teresa LH. I have
Uh,
4 whole TikToks. I am very proud of all of them. I am kind of a comedic genius, and they are very good.
please, please go watch my Call Me Carson TikTok because I thought that joke was so funny, and then it got 30 views, which is my lowest viewed one yet, which is very sad because I like this joke a lot. I have nothing against Call Me Carson, but his fan base kind of sucks. So I thought it'd be funny to make fun of. I don't think I've read like a book the whole way through in so long. Like,
Maybe you should.
I want to. I read a lot of online stuff, like short stories and
Mm-hmm.
stuff, but I just like, I cannot picture in my mind the last time I sat down with a book. I think it might have been The Martian, which was like eighth
Hmm.
grade.
Oh,
Oh wait, no. Fahrenheit 451.
hang on,
Fahrenheit
hang on, hang
451,
on. Wait,
which was
like,
10th grade. 10th grade.
did you
So,
not read anything you were supposed to read in school?
nope.
Hmm.
Not a single word. All I read was Spark Notes.
I don't. How did you manage?
I didn't. Um, Yeah, it's just like I used to be really into reading. I would read Harry Potter until like 4 in the morning, and then wake up at 6 to go to school,
Hmm.
and then I just wouldn't want to go to school
Yeah,
because I was too focused on reading Harry Potter.
I feel that.
But yeah, I just have not read.
I read a lot. Um,
You do read a lot.
I haven't read as much recently, like over the last year or so, as I would like to. I used to read like in middle school and like early high school. I would read like 35 books a year, which is nuts. I don't understand how I had like it. The thing, it wasn't that I had more time. I was as busy as I am now. I think I just had like more mental energy. Like I wasn't as exhausted as I am now constantly. Uh,
Did you ever have to do those reading charts where it's like you had to fill in like certain genres, you had to hit a certain amount of them?
no, not really. We would do stuff like that over the summer. Like we'd do like the
Mm.
library reading, like chart trackers. Did you ever do Book It as a kid?
Nope, never
What?
heard of that.
Oh my! Wait. Have you? Do you know what Book It is,
No, never heard of it.
bro? Okay, so for Pizza Hut does this thing for elementary schoolers where if you read enough books a month, you get free pizza.
Bro, what?
And
I
so you
wish we did that.
yeah, dude, we would do it like we did it for years until we were, too old to do it, obviously. You just
What is
like
the age
write
limit?
I don't know. I could look it up. You just like write down the books you read on a little bookmark and you turn it in and they give you a free personal pan pizza.
That's wild. See,
It's amazing.
we only ever did these printed out pieces of paper, and you tried to like each genre you'd hit a certain amount.
Mhm.
And I remember in 7th grade, my friend Kai had to fill out like 5 or 6 of those because he read like 500 books. He read the
Yeah,
most that whole year, and like,
that's impressive.
bro, the frick. I was like too busy playing video games. I didn't care about reading. I liked realistic fiction books a lot and graphic novels, but I
Mhm.
could not. I just lied about a lot of them, and I could not care less about historical fiction. I'm not a
Uh-huh.
big fan of that. Fantasy, not a huge fan of, which is wild because I like writing fantasy, but I don't like reading it unless it's really
Honestly,
really good fantasy.
I feel the same way. I am a big reader. I like most genres, but fantasy is um hard for me to get into sometimes. I am a avid reader, I would say. I would identify myself that way. I read a lot. I read widely. I also actually read the things that I was supposed to read in high school. I definitely could not have gotten away with not doing that.
Oh yeah, we're done with high school now, aren't we?
I have, hang on, I
I'm
have,
officially done May 22nd, but like we're done kind of.
I'm very close to being done. I have a couple online classes that run for a few more weeks, and then um, I have some things to like catch up on at home. But here's what happened to me this week. I got my diploma in the mail. I don't technically graduate until June 1st. That is the date on the diploma. Um, but I have seen it with my own eyes, and I have feelings about it. I don't really know what those feelings are, but I have feelings about it.
Do you want to get in to some of the mini questions we have
I
here
would love
today?
to.
So, we got a couple food related ones today, and by a couple I mean most. So let's start with a softball here. Can we talk about what is the best soda?
Yes, I would love to talk about what is the best soda.
So, okay, I'm a pretty big soda drinker. I know it's awful for me. I've been trying to cut down on it. I'm down to mostly just drinking it when I'm like eating out I'll get
Mhm.
soda. Like if I go to Taco Bell, you gotta get the Baja Blast. I'm gonna get a
Mhm.
water with my quesarito. Yeah, sure. But yeah, so I don't buy soda as much anymore.
I
Which is
can
probably good for
confirm
me.
you
I've been
do drink a lot of soda.
not as much anymore. I used to drink a lot more. But now I've been drinking. I actually just finished my water bottle, which
Oh, good
means
for
I'm probably gonna have to
you.
pause to go to the bathroom, but also get more water at
You
some point.
just went to the
Uh,
bathroom before we started this show.
40 minutes ago. That was 40 minutes ago. It was midnight.
Okay.
Listen. So, best soda. What would you say before I
Um,
dash your hopes and tell
okay.
me?
So, oh, oh,
Because I know the
strong
objective best
feelings there.
answer. So,
You know okay, well, you're farther than me. I have two answers because I
okay.
feel like there are slightly different ways of looking at this.
That's
Based
fair.
on flavor alone, classic Coke. Um, I think it has the best overall taste of just as a whole. Um, it's a good, solid soda. If we are also including aesthetic appeal, I might also throw into the mix Stewart's root beer.
Never heard of Stewart's root beer.
Okay, so Stewart's root beer is, first of all, the best root beer. I love a root beer. And Stewart's is the best. They come in these cute little glass bottles, and they're just so fun because you get to twist off the glass bottle and it gets all foamy and fizzy, and it's just a very pleasant experience all around. I 10 out of 10 recommend the Stewart's root beer experience. But if we're going just based off of flavor, regular old Coke.
See, okay. I have a lot of problems with what you've just said in
I
this
expected as
space.
much.
So root beer in general, off the table. Just I'm not a root beer guy. I'm not a birch beer guy either. I never liked either of them. Everyone in my family likes root beer, so it's not like a genetic thing. Just do not like the taste.
Would you expect that to be a genetic thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, everyone in my family is like picky except me as well. So I don't know.
Interesting.
But you saying that made me think there are two best sodas. If we are going off of just like practicalness, I gotta go with a nice cranberry Canada Dry because it makes you feel better. It tastes good. The lemonade Canada
Ew.
Dry is pretty good too.
E-
Okay,
Ew. What the
I didn't.
frick? Canada
It,
Dry? You think
ginger
Canada
ale, yeah.
Dry is the best soda?
No. For like practicalness, like it is good because there's a use for it. If you're feeling sick, you can drink it. It makes you feel better, and it doesn't have caffeine in it, so it's not like
Okay.
actively killing you.
Yeah, I guess so. But like,
But if we're talking best soda overall, cherry vanilla Coke, no question. Because
okay, I could
vanilla
hear this
Coke,
one out.
vanilla Coke for the longest time was my favorite soda. I felt it was the perfect blend. I actually have a vanilla Coke chapstick I've been using, and I like it. It like actually tastes and smells like vanilla Coke, and I like that because vanilla Coke has a very distinct taste to it. I'm not a huge fan of cherry flavored things in general, but cherry vanilla manages to take both those things and make them even better. Um, when they started selling that in bottles, that was all I drank soda wise for a while. You can attest to that.
It's
Like
true.
when I wasn't drinking water, I was drinking cherry
Cherry
vanilla
vanilla
Coke.
Coke. I do love
Uh,
cherry vanilla Coke. I feel like
it's what I get when I go to
if
Wendy's.
if I here's how I'm gonna think about this.
Okay.
I want to hear your take on this too. If I could
Okay.
only drink one soda for the rest of my life, as much as I love cherry vanilla Coke, I think I would have to go with regular Coke.
See, if we're thinking one soda for the rest of our lives, I would actually go with something else entirely. I would go with Mountain Dew Baja Blast because that is like It
No.
it's different enough. Yeah, you don't like Baja Blast, right? Aren't you
I
like a
like
weird?
it. I don't know. I've never been a huge Mountain Dew fan.
I think Coke would get very old very fast, but Baja Blast keeps it fresh,
Mm.
keeps it tropical. It's got Baja in the name. Um, I tried the Mountain Dew Game Fuel things, which have like the cool cans that you can reseal, which is cool and should be a standard. Um,
I just
but like,
I just don't
is
get
it
Mountain Dew. I think I'm just not a huge fan of like that genre of soda, like the lemon lime uh
only one of their sodas
category.
is lemon lime though. Only
Yeah,
like the main Mountain Dew is lemon lime.
but it all has that same vibe. I don't know. It's just not my jam.
I don't like original Mountain Dew. I prefer Surge and Mellow Yellow over
I have never
Mountain
had
Dew.
either of those.
They're better. Soda Mountain Dew stands do not interact. I will not be replying to any Mountain Dew stands in the comments because I know I have a couple friends who are very big into original Mountain Dew.
Mm, that's a interesting take.
I feel like this question pairs perfectly with the one we just discussed. What do you consider the perfect snack?
Hmm. I should have thought about this more ahead of time.
I've got one if
Okay,
you want me to
go
go
for
while
it.
you're talking.
Yeah.
And I think this might surprise a few people. The humble Cheez It.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
no one ever talks about Cheez Its. Because it's not really a chip, it's not really a cracker, it's in a weird middle ground.
It's an it.
And like you know me. I've been having like I'll go for like Doritos or like the hot Cheeto popcorn has been my favorite as of late.
You do talk
But
about hot
Cheez
Cheeto
Its,
popcorn a lot.
because I love it. But Cheez Its are so consistent. They're not like really, they're a little greasy, but compared to like other chips,
Mm-hmm.
they're not very much. Um, and also they
Cheez-Its
taste pretty
like
good.
trick you into thinking you are not putting garbage in your body because they kind of feel like a cracker.
And they're smaller. So
Yeah.
like you'll normally take more of them.
Mm-hmm.
And just like flavor wise, they have a ton of really good flavors.
They're
Like
very
I'm
rich
not a
in
huge,
flavor for for a
I'm not a,
small little square. They pack a
I'm
lot
not
of
a
cheese
huge
flavor in
fan.
there.
Well, I'm saying like the different variations of a Cheez It. Like I am not a big bacon guy. Like I know that was the hot internet meme a couple years ago. Like but bacon Cheez-Its are very good,
I
and I
have
only
never
tried
had a
them because
bacon Cheez-It.
my friend Philip brought them to practice one day, musical practice. And he was like, "Hey, try these," and I did, and they were really good. And I just feel like they're pretty universal. Like people don't like Takis because they're spicy. People don't like Doritos for different reasons. But the humble Cheez-It is pretty universal, I would say.
I do love a Cheez-It. My favorite small cheese cracker is Goldfish. I love a
Goldfish are
Goldfish
good.
cracker. I was gonna say my favorite. I think the perfect snack is apples and peanut butter. Apple
Oh, okay.
slices
So you're
and
just gonna
peanut butter.
completely undermine. I'm like, oh, talking about this junk food, and you just come in here.
That was
I like a good kale, a good kale
no.
flake.
I had this idea before you started talking about
Uh huh.
Cheez-Its. Okay, I
Likely story, Teresa. This is part of your. You're trying to defame me, slander me.
I respect your Cheez-It opinions. However, I love a good apple slice. It has to be not just any apple. I am a big fan of Gala apples. Really, just anything that's like small and crispy. Nothing too sweet, nothing too tart. Something in the middle, but it's got to have that crunch. Yeah, just a nice sliced apple with some peanut butter. That's really my vibe.
I I just want to talk about for a second that they're coming out with new apples still. We talked about this the other day a little bit. The
Did
Cosmic Crisp.
they're still out there making apples. I
That is fascinating to
simultaneously
me.
like love this idea that we're like just just trying to be
Crossbreed
creative
them.
with the apples, but I want to know like the purpose for this. Is there a broader scientific purpose? Because if not, to be honest, I'm fully satisfied with my apples. I don't think we need more. I think we could be spending
Well,
our time doing other things. However, I fully support the creativity. Nothing, no problems with that. I just want to know why.
it's not exactly like I mean, it is a science, but it's not a science that could be like doing something else. Like it's people crossbreeding
Well,
trees.
they're
There are people out
biologists.
there.
They have to know what they're doing.
There are
They're
people out
plant
there
people.
who are. There are people out there who dedicate like their lives to like archiving all kinds of apple trees, because fruits can go extinct, which a lot of people don't
Mm-hmm.
think about often.
Plants
Did
can
you
go
just
extinct too.
you just eat peanut butter?
What?
You just put your hand and then you like started licking your fingers.
I'm I'm eating a cupcake. I
Oh,
got
I was
icing
like,
on my hand.
I was like, oh man, she's just scooping out the peanut butter.
It is peanut butter
Um,
icing. It's very
exactly. So I
tasty.
was right. So I was right.
You are not
But
wrong.
But yeah, Cosmic Crisp Apples, I watched a Brutal Moose video on it,
Mm-hmm.
who is one of my favorite YouTubers. And I say that a lot, but he's been one I've been consistently watching for a long time now. Um, and he did a review on these Cosmic Crisp Apples, and they are apparently very good. And I saw them at a grocery store the other day, and I want to buy them.
You
But
should try
I,
them. Have you ever had
I've been too.
cotton candy grapes? The grapes that taste
No,
like
I have
cotton
not.
candy? I don't
I
have
have
anything
not.
else to say about them, but I can confirm they do taste like cotton candy. Yeah,
Can you make like a jam out of them? That would be interesting.
that would be interesting. Wait, I feel like a jelly. Is grape jam a thing? I guess
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like what
Hmm.
I solely use for sandwiches. When I'm making a
I
PB&J, I
we
do
always
grape
have
jam.
either like grape jelly or strawberry jam. Interesting. Does it have the skins in it? Does grape jam have the grape
I,
skins?
when I'm making a peanut butter and jelly, I do not stop to analyze the contents of
Hmm.
the jam,
Well,
Teresa.
maybe
I don't know what you're
you
up to,
should.
but
Maybe you should. Just throwing it out there. I had a thought. What was the thought? I was before I started talking about. Oh, I was thinking about spice bush for some reason. Because I was saying about the grapes that taste like cotton candy. Do you know about spice bush? I've told you about spice bush before,
I
right?
no, I don't believe you have.
I definitely have, but I'll tell you again. Okay, so spice bush, it's a plant that grows around here abundantly in Pennsylvania. It's a bush, as you might imagine, and uh, the leaves, when you crush them up, have a very distinct smell. They smell very strongly. I personally think that they smell a lot like tomatoes. Some people say they smell like citrusy, but the one a lot of people say is that they smell exactly like Fruit Loops, and I find that fascinating because I will hear people like say this like when they like are crush up these leaves and smell it, it's like, oh my gosh, it smells exactly like Fruit Loops. And the fact that like so many people are now in a place where like we associate this plant with this completely man-made artificial flavor of Fruit Loops is fascinating to me. Spice bush is also really cool because you can make tea out of it. It was like a Native American traditional food, I guess. But the cool thing about it is that you don't make it out of the leaves, you make it out of the twigs. So you literally take the twigs and break them up into little bits and boil them and then strain them, and then you have
You
tea.
have told me about twig juice.
Yeah,
Because I
the
think,
twig
have you made
juice.
twig juice
I
before?
have, and it's pretty tasty.
I remember you talking about your twig
It's
juice.
got a real pretty color. It's real good. I would highly recommend spice bush tea. It's a very fun process.
I have our next question here.
Yes,
Keeping
please,
keeping
please get us to our next question, or I will talk about spice bush for far too long.
keeping the whole food train going.
Hmm.
Is pizza a pie or an open-faced sandwich?
It's an open-faced sandwich.
Yeah, no. And no.
Kyle,
It
you're
is a
wrong.
pie.
No.
How is it not a pie? Please
Pies
say.
go up on the edges.
So does pizza.
Not that. No, 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 no. But
A
it doesn't.
pizza crust is literally
Hang on.
round. It's like a handle.
But hang on. It doesn't have to, though.
It
Like,
doesn't need to for pie either. I've had pies where it
yes, it
doesn't.
does.
I've had pies where it's perfectly even.
You've had a flat pie.
I've had a flat
Tell
pie.
me about these flat pies, Kyle.
I don't know. Sometimes my mom makes pie and it's just like there's not like the crust
I
like,
think your mom is making pie wrong. That's not pie. That's an
but it's
freaking open-faced sandwich. That's just pizza. That's just fruit pizza or whatever.
I huh?
Pizza is
No,
not
like
okay.
my dad makes a
Here.
banana split pie. My dad makes a banana split pie in which it is more akin to like a deep dish pizza, where
Deep
it's like
dish
it
pizza
has
is a pie.
huh?
Deep dish pizza.
All pizza is pie. All
No.
pizza is
No,
pie.
no, 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 no.
Every
Deep
pizza
dish
I've ever
pizza.
had is curled up at the end.
Frozen pizzas are not usually, and they are still
Yeah,
pizza.
they are.
No, no, they're not. Some of them are, definitely not all of them.
I feel okay. Even then, I feel like discounting all pizzas just because frozen pizza, a very limited subgenre within the pizza game.
I don't think that the I no, I disagree. I don't think pizza is
You,
pie
but you've yet to give a solid reason that I have not destroyed with facts and logic.
because the sides do not go up enough.
But the what? What is the definition of a pie? Give me a second.
I'm
Definition of a pie.
Which word?
Pie.
Baked dish of fruit or meat and vegetables, typically with a top and base of pastry.
A
Want
pizza.
to hear the next
A
one?
pizza is the example. A pizza is an example on the Siri.
that's wrong. That's literally wrong.
It is literally the Google definition. I'm going to come to your house right now.
What the frick? Hang on. I need you to Google right now, is pizza pie? And I need you to look at the third image. That right there, that is a pie. But have you ever seen a pizza that looks like that? That is a pie crust in a pie pan.
That looks terrifying.
Are we looking at the
I
same
would not
thing?
eat that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would not eat that.
I would not either. But that is what pizza would look like as pie. I believe this
Teresa.
proves my case that what we think of as pizza is in fact not pie because it does not look like that.
Teresa, I literally just pulled up the definition,
Yeah,
and the example the definition gave
I
was
literally
pizza.
don't care. Pizza is not pie.
You're on the wrong side of history. I don't know what to tell you. You're just like
I'm fine with that. I will
this
die on
discounts
this
everything
hill.
you say. Yeah, this discounts everything you say from
You
here on out.
can make pizza a pie, but most pizza is not pie. It could be, but it's not, typically. That's where I stand on this.
Can we talk about something very important for a second that I just remembered?
I would love to.
So at 2 in the morning the other day,
Mm-hmm.
Teresa sends me an Instagram voice message, asking me
Wait,
about. Can I not talk about this?
No, go ahead.
She was making guacamole, and she was squeezing a lime, and she was like, "What do you think is a sexy fruit?" Because I was just squeezing this lime, and I realized, man, this must be sexy to the other limes. And then she acted like I was insane for not going along with this, because I've never once seen a fruit and thought, you know what, that's a sexy fruit. And then this continued it was 4 in the morning by the time this conversation ended.
Yeah, it was. I need to collect myself for a second.
Yeah, please defend your sexy fruitcakes.
No, I
because
just
this is
need to
not-
take a moment. I wasn't fully prepared for you to bring this up, so I just okay.
This is
Okay.
this is gotcha journalism.
I got
Now that
I
I've
got
got you
very
an hour
riled.
into the
I
podcast.
got very riled up about this the other night. I was very emotional. I just let me explain.
Please, I am begging you to explain sexy fruit.
When I say sexy fruit, I don't mean sexual fruit. The experience that I'm talking about is I was looking at this lime in particular just as an example, and I was like, this is such a good aesthetic. It's chic, it's sophisticated, it's got a sexy vibe to it.
Continue.
Okay. Can't. Okay.
How do you make that leap from you know what? That's like that is an appealing lime to that lime's kind of sexy though.
It's not what I was. It's not okay. I feel like you and I have very different connotations with the word sexy. I feel like
Apparently, because I know it as the world knows it, and you know it as something to describe limes with.
I just mean it fruits have like can have a very good aesthetic if they're just like really, really good. And
That doesn't make them sexy.
no, but that's like it does, but like I don't know how to describe it, but that's just like the brain association. Maybe this is just like I don't know why I associate the word sexy with these connotations. I have no words. I don't know how to describe it except that it was what it was. I feel like I can't be the only person who gets the idea of the word sexy just as like a general aesthetic that has nothing to do with sex. Does that make sense?
But for fruit, and then you're like, yeah. And then when I asked further, I was like, do you use this for other things? You're like, yeah. Like sometimes I'll enter a room, be like, oh, this is a sexy room, which just complicates things even further.
Oh my.
Because you were treating me like as if you were like I couldn't tell if you were doing a bit and just gaslighting me because you're like, what do you? People do this all the time, and I was just like, no, they do not. No one casually is like, those are some sexy apples over there.
Apples are not sexy.
What are the sexy rules of fruit?
Fruits that have like a really good vibe, like a good aesthetic.
What does that mean? What does that mean? Because the example you used is a lime, and you were like, when I was squeezing the lime, I was like, oh man, these other limes are probably enjoying this, which means that it's 100% sexual, even though you just said it wasn't. This is gotcha journalism, and I know it, but
first of all, that's not how I phrased it.
Yes, it is.
Second.
Because I would not make this up because I was in a Skype call and I had to keep muting myself to play these audio messages. And I was just like, what is am I hallucinating these? What is happening?
Second. Wait, what was I gonna say? Oh, this you asked about what are the sexy rules of fruit. I can't explain it. You just gotta feel it. Like it's a vibe. I can't define a vibe, Kyle. It just is.
This has done nothing to answer my questions. If anything, it has provided more questions.
I don't know how to explain it. It started as a very innocent question, which was
no, nothing about this question was innocent to begin with from the start. Have you ever been like
no
have you ever been interacting with a fruit and just thought, this fruit's sexy?
Shut your mouth. mouth. That's not what I said. I said, what do you think is the sexiest fruit?
And that's innocent? That's how you
It's
start?
a different question. Because I then immediately clarified not what is the sexiest fruit, like, to you personally. Like, I don't want to know if you have a weird fruit kink. That's weird. No offense, but that would be weird. I mean, like, from, like, just as a vibe, as an aesthetic.
What does that? You keep using those words. Every time you use them, they get a little more blurred on what they mean.
I don't know. I don't know. I think maybe this is something I picked up. I watch a lot of, like, vegan YouTubers. I sent you the clips of that one girl who, feel like this is a little backing me up on here, described her fruit trees as sexy. She was like, yeah, I don't know, I just feel like fruit trees are very sexy and, like, life-giving. And then again, in the same video, she was talking about an apartment that she was in, and she was like, it was the sexiest French apartment I've ever been in. And I was like, yeah, exactly. This is what I mean when I'm talking about when I say this. She didn't want to have sex with the apartment. That's not what she was saying. She just meant it had, like, a good, like, ooh, like, a feel, the, like, look, the whole, like, every component of it just, like, you know, works together seamlessly. Like,
Teresa, just because there are other serial killers in the world doesn't mean it, like, it justifies a serial killer. Like, just because there are other people who find fruit sexy, that makes me fine.
I don't find fruit sexy, Kyle. I just...
This was a 2-hour discussion we had. I remember I was like, I'm going to go to bed early tonight. And then I got roped into sexy fruit talk with Teresa.
I don't know how to describe it. I don't have the words yet. I will have the words eventually if I think about it enough, but I don't have them yet.
Teresa, this was days ago.
I haven't thought about it since then.
Have you not seen any other sexy fruit since then?
No, come on.
Teresa, all you've done is raise more questions in my mind.
I don't know. What do you want me to say to you? What do you want to hear?
Anything. Please explain any of this at all. Please.
I'm trying. I sent you the BuzzFeed article. Did you read that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, again, does not back you up in the slightest.
But did you get it? Like, did that make sense to you? Like, that's
what
I'm talking about.
I don't understand. I don't...
You've never looked at an inanimate object and been like, it has, like, a certain personality. You know?
A certain personality is different from calling it sexy, Teresa.
That is a type of personality.
What? What does that even mean?
Give me a second. I gotta catch my breath.
Okay, earlier you were like, I don't want to know your personal sexiest fruit. It's incredibly different. That is a loaded... I'm not touching that one with a 10-foot pole. But I feel like the term sexy is inherently subjective. There is no such thing as objectively sexy.
No, agreed. But, like...
So what are you asking here? What is the $1 million question? What was the goal? What was your intent here? What was your when you hit record on this little voice message to me at 2 a.m? What was the goal? What was the
I think
intent?
you were taking the word sexy far too seriously.
You kept circling back to it. You were like, I was sweet this lime and I thought it was sexy.
That's not what I said. Okay.
You thought it was sexy for the other limes, specifically.
You kept circling back to it because you were so concerned.
I wanted to know what you meant. I wanted to know what you meant.
I tried to explain. I just, in like the same way that like different objects, you can like project a character traits, personality onto them. You can project personality and character traits onto fruit. And sometimes fruit can have a sexy personality, just like it can have an angry personality, or like a real chill personality, or a kind of sad personality.
So, okay, sad, I can see. How the frick does a fruit come off as angry? Please enlighten me.
Tomatoes.
What?
Tomatoes look angry to me. I think... what else did I say? Chill? I think cantaloupe are very chill. Like a sliced cantaloupe. Chill vibes.